Good afternoon, Speed Gaming, and welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020, a great 1-2 match against Ale Markin and Sledge Kalami, coming to you right here from Speed Gaming for the Quattro. I am Dark Mooney X, joined in the booth by Edgeworth. Edge, how you doing?
Doing alright, but how do we end up with this draft, huh?
I know, right? I don't think they drafted, but I think they drafted all at the same time.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard balanced party, so not a surprise to see it show up organically. We've seen a lot of fighter rainbow, and it all depends on what level 1 and level 2 looks like, whether we're going to have a white mage taking a nap or not.
Yeah, and these flags have noticed a lot of really decent white magic, so it's just a matter of, you know, how that plays out, because the white mage is a great one to just kiss some dirt if there's nothing worthwhile. Okay, I have released the runners. The green flag has waved, or whatever racing term we're using today. So we should see them moving momentarily. 5 seconds for them to get on the rolls. Edge! This is a new flag set for me, because I haven't actually even practiced Sky, because I've been lazy. So, I'm assuming you've seen a little more of this than I have. What could we hope for from a good Sky flag set?
Well, how early do you see Chime and Cube? Because that is the big red alarm telling you, yeah, you're going to have to do Sky early. And more often than not, you see it in this flag set. So be prepared for some sailing over to that dock south of Mirage.
That is something worth pointing out. If you have seen the other Swiss flags that we're running right now, Earth or Air or Sea, then you should know that each of those dungeons has had an incentivized item in it, and the week that we're there, we're going to that. So Earth was the Earth Cave and so forth. Being in Sky Cave right now, on Sky Week, we are looking for these incentive treasure up in the Sky Palace area, but you need 2 key items to get there. That was, what, Harm 4 I thought I saw there? Harm 4, Fire 2?
Yep, looks like it.
I'd take both those, that's not terrible. The Harm spells are actually kind of nice to have this early on with Marsh and, Ordeals. Marsh and Ice Cave and Temple of Fiends all on the table.
Well, Ordeals has its fair share of undead and things weak to fire too as well, so that's also a good play for those.
Indeed. So as I was saying, with the incentivized treasures that they're looking for over at Sky Palace, you need 2 key items to get there. To gate it kind of means that it's an all-or-nothing play, really, once you get there. You have the entire dungeon open to you when you finally are available to it, so it's all a matter of how long do I wait till I go there, and then am I doing the whole dungeon once I'm there? Looks like Ale might be feeling out the encounter table at the start to try and see what it's looking like. Doesn't seem to have too large a run at the start of it. And he is going to be checking the treasure chest, as is Sledge. Saber's not a huge item, but it is nice to have a sword you don't have to buy.
Yeah, so far not too crazy as far as the enemies go.
Nothing that seems to be too awful yet. Of course, the second that we say that, I'm sure we'll commentator curse them. Nice little pool of money, too. That'll help with spell buying down the road.
That is a scary mix of enemies, just because they're all different.
Yeah. It is something to note with the fact that all these enemies' skills and spells are mixed up. There's a possibility that anything could land on anyone, and when you see a 4-pack like that of 4 different types of monsters, you really start to worry about what they may have developed. Don't have to worry about Garland, though. That was, I think, one of the easiest Garland fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I was concerned that the Fire 3s wouldn't be enough, but it looks like he's got less than 90 health, so... And who wants to go to Dwarf?
I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that Dwarf may not have maybe on the table right there. Well, TNT and Adamant. Okay, so I know what my answer is going to be, but I'm curious about yours, and for the sake of the people watching. You have those two items there. What is your first move? Are you still going to go to Provoca, or is Dwarf the first thing immediately on the table?
Dwarf is the first thing immediately on the table. I'm more concerned about getting the experience boost and seeing what those items are, so I can make better decisions as opposed to, going to Provoca and hoping that I get the key so that I don't have to double dip that dungeon. Yeah.
That's fair.
Plus, you also get to crack open 2 chests, even if key doesn't show up here, and that may give you enough money to buy everything that you want in Provoca.
Yeah, because the flag set itself has 2 loose items in it, quote-unquote, but really it's effectively 3, because the canal, which is loose, is also not part of that count. So you're looking for 3, one of them which may be required by the canal, shoving her aid work out of the way. And hey, you get the key! So, who cares then?
Yeah, no, this is about as perfect as it could have shaped up.
Now you get to go check those 9 or so chests that are down here and decide what other places you want to go. And the Sea Cave is now on the table because we have the Oxy Elf on that TNT turn-in.
Yeah, it also means that on the way back you can bounce over to Canaria and pick up the 6 chests that are in there. So you have no problem as far as cash goes.
Yeah, in this particular instance, this is perfect routing here to go dwarves first, because you're not crisscrossing the Circle C twice.
Yeah, and Zeus Gauntlet, also a nice pickup, gives you something to do on the sea. Some of those large sea encounters early are actually worth a decent chunk of experience. You don't want to actively go after them, but they'll help you get to level 4.
No. Well, a lot of it depends, too, on if any of them are going to be unrunnable, or how early they show up on the sea encounter table or anything. If you are constantly getting, assaulted by Sayhags, then, it's one of those things where it's like, screw it, just use Gauntlet them all and try and run. So, Ale going back to Canary, gonna check those chests first, I assume, after popping a quick save. Yeah, because, this is right on the way. And then, Provoca seems like the obvious next step. Hit Provoca, maybe swing back by Maddie's closet afterwards to see what she has in case there's an item you need. And then Elf, just so you can get those last spell purchases out of the way, and the 4 treasure chests there.
There's also a matter of the 3 in Temple of Fiends and the 3 in Northwest Castle as well. I don't think Al feels good enough with his magic, but if I had level 1 nuke or lit 3 or ice 3, I would probably go up to Temple of Fiends just to take a look at what was up there.
I think personally I'd check the spells over Provoca first, because if you're going to do either of those, you really want to see if there's a grind tile there at the same time that you can kill, and try and get all of that out of the way at once. For instance, with the Fire 3s you have, if you find a Gurmadusa tile in either of those areas, that's a quick early grind that you can just do, because they'll fall over to fire.
The Kashtana, and we have Temper and Warp, which is pretty solid.
The Kashtana, I like that. Thunder Trash! Cure 4, Life 2, both at level 2. That is a rich level right there for the Red Mage and the Fighter.
Yeah, and I agree with Al here. There's no need to get Warp on both mages, especially when you have Life 2. You just pick the other guy up. And level 2 Warp, Black Mage is going to get a ton of charges of that.
Yeah, about the only thing I hate about that is the fact that Temper is there as well, because you want those Temper charges for Temple of Fiends. That makes the White Mage a lot more valuable, just because the fact that those extra charges of all the spells you want can be more evenly distributed. And a crystal. Well, we are going to Maddie's.
If this isn't the most convenient early game routing, I can't wait for her to give you the herb.
king that has the crown afterwards, and the crown leads to Canal. You're like, well, I'm set to roll. Ooh, $4,000 houses I just noticed. Those are not cheap at all.
No, but the chain armor is reasonably affordable. That's something that you like to see early on. Get rid of this opal. Get rid of this opal trash.
Yeah, I mean, there's another opal shield floating out there if you desperately need an opal at some point, and there's also the Aegis. I think the odds of them finding one of those and being happy with it is just fine. I mean, heck, late game, even the fire or the ice shield's good enough. Stand there at the $9 inn, and then moving on, and yeah, there's no way he's skipping Matoya. Sledge, meanwhile, is just a few seconds behind him at this point. Now getting into Provoca, doing his checks. Picking up the spells that he wants, seeing that really rich level 2. Or maybe he was saving his spells for afterwards. I mean, that's routing I've seen some people do. Once you have the money... Actually bleeding just a little time there to Sledge. Aelmarkin getting caught up by these Sahag packs. Not finding the right spot in the encounter table just yet.
I feel like those should have been some quicker resets, but he's got it now. I mean, you just saw 3 of them in a row, and if this is the table going backwards, you're gonna see 5 and then have it just a giant sale.
So Sledge the first over at Matoya finds the loot. Apparently she can't see, so she feels no need to play her musical instrument anymore. Ooh, and the vorpal! Very nice! And the earth!
There it is! And Al not saving, so back to Provoca.
Okay, Mr. Prognosticator, what else do you got for us?
But Canal and Marsh gave?
Honestly, that was perhaps the most ideal setup for how that played out, too, because not only do you get that herb to do your next turn in, but it also takes care of the loot, so you don't have to worry about being loose anywhere in the world, and you get one of your loose items out of the way, which makes the likelihood that you're going to have to go to Marsh or something slightly less common at this point. Usually when you find a loose somewhere in the Circle C before you get to Marsh, it's going to lead to your exit out of the Circle C. That said, if they have to go to Marsh, at least they know another of their loose items to be out of the way at that point. This is like, without having like Canal and Floater immediately at like the 1 minute mark, this is probably one of the most gorgeous Circle Cs I've ever seen.
Al taking a step out of Matoya's and immediately getting an encounter.
Getting roughed up by her bodyguards. Hey, that's a nice loot you got there. You happy with it? I think we're gonna take that off.
Al, come on.
Thank you for that reference, I appreciate it. So with the slowdown that he was experiencing from those Sahags, Ale is just a little behind. Sledge the first to get in here to Elflin, gonna do a quick save before he does anything else. And now going to do the herb turn in, or actually checking the treasure chest before he decides to do his herb and his spell.
He can sleep a little longer, I'm just gonna rob you.
He won't notice if he's still asleep. Don't wake him.
Oh god, he can have all this crap back.
This was he raided the prince's junk drawer. Along with that cloth and a good chunk of money, also found some receipts and a coupon to Ruby Tuesdays. Speaking of Ruby. Okay, so either the shop item needs to be here in town, or we are definitely heading over to Marsh at this point. I guess it could be at Temple of Fiends Lock or Astos Lock. So in this particular instance, where are you headed next?
I'm doing what Al did and checking the level 3 magic, because if you see that makes a big difference.
Well, yes, the nuke is lovely. And I don't think Sledge did that, so that's a little weird, but...
Yeah,
exit?
So's the exit. Oh no, did you put it in the first slot?
No! Ale!
Mage, so... Yeah, if it's on the red mage, it's after nuke, so he should be alright.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those of us that remember the dreaded exit boss.
That was what, heal 3 and Invis 2 on that level.
Yeah, holy cow, some good magic here.
Woo. I think of all of those, I'm letting that Quake sit on the sidelines because the other ones are way more necessary.
Yeah, sorry, Denmu.
No Quake strats for you. Okay, heal 2, but still not a bad spell if you can get it from the white mage, because that's nice healing that you don't have to use some heal pots for.
Oh, hey, there's
a slab. Okay, so shop items out of the way. It's the slab. I don't think he had the money to pick it up just yet, but he'll come back for that.
So you're pretty much all set to just do a black belt grind at this point. Just find a good tile and just go to 32.
And also re-roll for a black belt.
I didn't know I was going to get all the experience boosters up front.
Cloth undies. Yes, when they went up to the treasure chests up there at Elf Cave, they stole the prince's long underwear.
It's cold at Elfland in the winter.
But it's so scenic.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Woo!
It's fine, it was just the remix.
DJ Ale there dropping a fat beat for us. You don't have the crown, dude.
No king yet, sorry.
It's like, I got this one from Burger King, it's cardboard, is that good enough?
That's what he's wearing right now. I've never been so ashamed. And this is, that's a real bad tile. Alright,
that's not good at all, no.
That's also
we got questions in chat. Oh yeah, no, that's... I mean, if they didn't have an ambush, that would have been lovely, and he may still take... Yeah, he's taking it.
He's taking it on the chin.
He is.
Wow, real high rolls on this nuke, though. I think he was trying to get that white mage down, though, so that works pretty well.
Oh yeah, up front like that? No kidding. You can bring her back later if you need her charges, it's not a big deal. Oh good, and that doesn't seem like they're permanently ambushy, so that's nice.
Just a coincidence.
Okay, so more than 150 health.
Yeah, this is not a good solo grind tile. This is good to get you to level 11, so Al looking pretty solid and cashes in one of those 4K houses.
And honestly, if he sees anything here in Marsh Cave that's particularly gross, some nasty spell or something, I don't think he has as much to worry about, because level 11 is going to be able to shrug off a decent amount of stuff here. It's the benefit of a nice early grind like that. Get a few levels, and then you're able to survive some of the spells that can be done.
Alright, so nothing super exciting on the top level. Let's see what we have down here.
Scum. A lot of scum. And muck. If we can just get some pudding and some flan, we have Final Fantasy IV.
It's like my old roommate's shower.
Yeah, this early portion of the encounter table with like the 4 or 5 fights in a row is pretty ugly. And there it is. There's the canal.
There's a canal. That's a thing.
I mean, if you're Ale and you have the and the Dragon Sword, if you're Ale and you have the charges for it, exit is on the table. You just go down here, finish out the rest of these. Oh! Oh, man! There you go, right there.
Oh boy, that's a lot of damage, though. Do you just not care about chain armor, or is it not equipped or something? Because holy cow, that was a big hit.
Sledge hasn't done a lot of purchasing. I think he's been conserving his money for one reason or another, so it wouldn't surprise me if his guys are completely unequipped.
Yeah, that's not so good.
No, and they definitely had a lot of help. They were able to shrug off a single, Fire 2 cast.
Silver cloth, yeah! Alright, let's try that again.
Come on, boys, let's rally. We can do this.
Okay, so not using the Zeus Gauntlet. That
So
also
they have-
feels bad.
They have over 150 health. That feels real bad. Might even be close to over 170 health. That's gross.
Woof. Alright. Think you might need to get out of here now.
Yeah, I think after this one you leave. I would go. Especially with that poison touch as well. But you see, you're like level 10, level 12, it's fine.
Yeah. Ale has the resources to take this to like 16 though, which is kind of disgusting.
Yeah. It is. Oh, it is. He'll see they shrug off the fire too, so like, okay, well, I've got nuke. Enjoy this, guys. One goal. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, that was like 7 Gurmadusas slapping you in the face right there.
You just open the chest and there's an IOU in there.
Okay, so Ale's taking this one out. Oh yeah, 6 hits, 6 damage, 9 hits, 9 damage. The chain armor completely negates however much damage they were doing.
Yeah, he also picked up the silver shield, so a lot of damage reduction.
Yeah. Drops a Pure, and decides that's enough. Level 13 is fine. He's out.
Yeah,
Can't blame him for that. Level 13 is great.
He might come back to that tile once he's done clearing everything out, and then just warp out afterwards.
Yeah.
He has.
Oh,
Yeah,
and there's
another. Yeah, like I was gonna say, there's another tile. He has no idea what it is, so he's gonna check it out. Those are some cat men.
The man's that cat. Oh, and they've got stone. And he apparently doesn't have soft.
Nope.
Ew. So we have a very pretty lawn ornament up front now. And Ale takes no chances and just nukes.
Well, that's.
Ale, how do you feel about those Sahags that were bothering you?
Oh, they're guarding a soft potion! Jackpot!
That's awesome! Clears that problem up right away.
Unfortunately, they rolled low enough where Fire 2 just takes them.
I mean, by default, they don't have that much health anyway.
That was such a fast soft potion. You didn't even open it, you just threw it at the guy.
It just springs out of the chest and immediately, applies itself right to the fighter. I'm still snickering over that one gold chest, though. That was hysterical.
Yeah, Al has had enough.
It's a secret. 1 gold. And we are now synced once again, although bear in mind that Sledge still has some spell buying he needs to do that Ale is already taken care of.
So I would imagine if you have a soft potion, you have to keep it in a glass bottle, right? Because if you put it in something ceramic, it would just dissolve it
immediately, and then you just discover what the bottle was actually made out of. Ugh, that leads to some gross ideas. Sledge seeing those nukes now, really glad to have them, I'm sure. And then he gets to go see how packed all the other levels are around here. Oh, there's an exit you probably wanted.
Oh, that went on first level.
Oh, no. Exit boss. So Ale's sailing back up and over. He might be going to do the Topher chest at this point.
Well, you can stock up on all the good stuff before leaving, including soft potions.
I wonder if we're going to need them.
Yeah, we'll never see another one get used the rest of the game.
That was it. That was the only one. It's Shopapalooza right here on Final Fantasy Randomizer. And with that, Ale doesn't even care about the Topher chest. It looks like he's just going to go out and get assaulted by Sayhex once again.
Alright, so level 5 magic, a ruby to turn in, a crescent lake to explore. So a whole lot of stuff on the table. And we haven't seen Chime or Cube.
Yeah, I think that ruby definitely puts... I mean, obviously, go do the Titan and... Songs of Our People. Go do the Titan and the Sarda checks, because you got those on the table. Fire 3 and... What did I see at white? What was that white that was decent? Oh, heal 3.
A slab! Yeah, and somewhere SVJ gets a smile on his face. just not sure why. Oh, that's
actually
nice
decently cheap. Yeah, gold bracelets for that 28,000. That's not bad at all. And was he looking at? He was thinking about selling the opal.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Another option would have been to just pick up the silver armor as well, since the red mage can equip that. I probably would rather have the silver bracelet or a gold bracelet on him instead, but in a pinch, that's a pretty good piece of gear.
Making his way over, gonna go check the Titan. Sledge, once again, just a little bit behind. Doing what Ale did, doing a restock run before we get over here to do all of these checks.
You're gonna buy your house one at a time like the rest of us. Not so fast, money bags.
This isn't Monopoly. You can't build all of them at once.
I was gonna say, who does he think he is, the Monopoly guy?
So doing this check first, gonna see what the item is. Opal,
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, okay then. Sure.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Yeah, don't worry about anything else. That was some good armor right there.
Yeah, the fighter's gonna get punched a lot. Give him the opal bracelet.
He is. Man, that's a great piece of gear, though, for the fighter this early in here. Until you get that tail and class change, that's going to be the best bit of kit that he can have on right now. Or, you know, if you do eventually find the fire armor ice shield combo that can replace it, which is also pretty. So there's that canoe.
Yeah, you can also get a canoe as well.
Yeah. Oh, canoe. Yeah. So I used to sail a lot, but I really don't get out as much as I used to. You can have this. It's a really nice canoe. So that puts Ice Cave and Ordeals and Volcano and Waterfall on the table. That's most of the rest of the checks that he needs to do at this point. That's fantastic. Proximity says to go do Ice Cave and Volcano next. Is that what your play would be, or would you head off somewhere else?
I mean, you also have the option of just sailing straight down and going to waterfall ordeals as well. I think they're about reasonably far apart from one another. But Crescent Lake, I think, gives you a little more information.
Not only because the sages are there as well. And hey, you never know, they might have the floater.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. At this point, you don't know. You still need Chime, you still need Cube, you still need Rod. You have no idea if any of the slab leads to any of those, and you've already seen the Opal Bracelet. So you're probably thinking that even if I do Waterfall and Ordeals, it's not going to be a waste of time.
No, you're still looking for... I mean, Power Bomb wouldn't be bad to have either. At least you know that one of those 3 quote-unquote womps that you got is worthwhile, and you're going to want that tail eventually. So whatever you do, more than likely you're going to do a... Might not be a full 22 of 22 or whatever, 20 of 20, whatever it is that we have. But it's going to be pretty.
But yeah, even if you want to just check Crescent and then go south and check the other 2, that's also an option.
It is a little faster to do like Ice Cave and Volcano if you actually have the floater on you. The river systems are kind of nasty sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Although Quad X on those Hydras is lovely.
Hey, those are really cheap silver bracelets. Wow.
Those were
too late.
Stupidly cheap. I mean, Ale doesn't care about them because he doesn't have the cash for it, but Sledge, he already has better, is what I was going to say. But Sledge, who doesn't have the cash necessarily for the gold bracelet, could certainly use it. Oh, hey.
Here we go. That's half of the puzzle right there.
Thankfully, it's the back half. So you don't have to sit there going, huh, I wonder if I have to go explore the bottom of Sky Palace to get access to the top of Sky Palace. And Ale slowly inching his way down on the scenic trip through the ocean.
Yeah, I wonder where he's going to go first, because this is reasonably okay if he's going to go Ordeals first. If he goes to Waterfall first, this is the slower way.
Well, I mean, I would agree with you, except for the fact that now that he's here at this point, like, once you're at that small part of the continent, like, well, I guess Waterfall's okay to do now. It's kind of close.
I mean, I'm totally down for routing it that way. It's just I know a lot of people don't like it because they don't like having to double dip the on-rack area.
Which is fair. Although you don't have to double dip it, you have Oxyel.
Yeah, it depends if you feel comfortable enough with what you have right now.
I don't know, I mean, you're mid-teens with Opal gear and a gold bracelet as well, and you've got, like, Nuke at level 3 and Brack at level 4. I think Sea Palace is entirely on the table at that point.
It would feel a lot better if I had more Brack charges, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably pick up some of those when you're just walking through Waterfall. If nothing there is too scary, you can get some good levels up, like the... So here around the 30-minute mark, we do have some people asking about what happened in the seed so far, so you get about a little bit of a recap right there. Once you defeated the Garland up at the Temple of Fiends, King had the TNT and the Princess had the Adamant. Sailing over from there, since you had all the stuff you needed from Dwarf Cave, going over to Dwarf Cave got you the key from the blacksmith and the Oxyel from the TNT dwarf Narek. Checking back over at Provoca, Vicky had the crystal, which led you over to Matoya. Matoya had the loot, and there was also the loose herb sitting there in her closet. Taking the herb down to the Prince. Prince got you... I'm looking. Ah, the ruby. There we go. Thank you. Had to look where the notes were. Taking that ruby over to Titan's Trove once you could, after getting the canal from the loose area it was in Marsh Cave. Got you the opal bracelet from the Titan's Trove and the canoe from Sarda. and then sailing over from there, over the sages and circles at Crescent Lake, netted you the cube, and that's pretty much all that we got. Oh, and the slab was sitting over there in the Elfland shop, which could potentially open even more checks for us to do. 2 of the loose are out of the way. We're still looking for just 1 more Ale Markins here over at Ordeals, and it looks like Sledge is hot on this.
Yeah, here we go. More Ordeals.
Of course, you got Warp. If you have the charges for it, that pretty much short circuits all the danger of Ordeals here. Flame Shield is a lovely pickup.
There you go. Who needs that Opal Shield? Get out of here.
It's vendor trash now. Well, it doesn't seem like the zombie bees have too much health.
Not good news if you run into a 4-pack of them.
Mm-hmm. Might even try taking them down with those Fire 3s that they might have. Pro Ring's also a nice pickup.
Yeah, as well as the Field Hockey Stick and Cloud Sword.
And the Power Bunk. Oh! Okay, so, here is a grind.
Yeah.
And they are a lot less chonky from the look of it.
Yeah, time to use your nuke charges.
I'd start with the nukes and then maybe see if any of the... okay, so they only have like 150 or so health.
Yeah, he's surveying right now to see exactly how much health they have. So I think like 2 Fire 2s and a Zeus Gauntlet also gets the job done, which is kind of crazy.
That's what, like probably 112 health or so on them? It's not much at all.
A little bit. How far do you want to go?
I tend to classically think of as the burn and run procedure. You burn off all the charges that you have, exit out from the throne right there, and then just move on with your life. Whatever levels you get are the levels you're going to worry about, and then you just go do everything else. Yeah, once all his charges run out, then I would probably consider just leaving at that point, but you still got plenty of charges, why not?
121. Wow.
Yeah, they have no health. I noticed one of them died to like a 52 and then a 56 follow-up, so there's like 108, 112 health somewhere in there. And they hit for like nothing. 102. Okay.
All right,
I mean, he's
already. Now
yep.
You can just go to 32 and get the extra hit on the Vorpal, and you're good. Or you can just leave.
Got 21 across the board.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's
Sledge cast exit doesn't even see tile.
no Sledge. I mean, he gets out first, but he's got at least a 10 level disadvantage at this point, I think. Like, that's...
Yeah, I think I only do that if my magic is real bad, and right now you have Nuke.
Nuke, good fire casts, plenty of healing and heal pots and everything else. That's a no-brainer right there, especially when your fighter's rocking that power bracelet. Like, yeah. Sledge, curiously, it looks like is going to go check the Oasis. Not a shop you traditionally see people check when they already know what the shop item is. And Ale not even bothering to save here in the waterfall. I mean, smart maybe, if the Thor hammer is here.
Maybe he wants some Giants tonics.
If only. I do appreciate all the cool stuff that's included in some of the later versions of this game. You know, all the special status effects potions and the things that you can use for buffing and everything else. But, like, if the devs put them in here, it would seriously imbalance this game.
It'll seriously imbalance the game, he says, as we watch level 1 Nuke cast.
Shh, shh. Don't ruin my point. Getting a lot of these Ghasties is going to kill. Looks like they have less than 300 health. Again, a lovely thing to see.
Yeah, the Dragon Sword actually doing some work too, which is pretty hilarious.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing. You tend to forget that it actually has the elemental effect of actually hurting against.
Yeah, and Agamas and Soria also count as dragons.
Lovely to have it for that. I mean, let's face it, with the levels that Ale has right now, pretty much any dungeon is on the table now. Out of bounds, bet! Everyone mark that off your bingo card.
Alright, can we get some Geyer bats in chat, please?
And the tail, that's nice to see. Still looking for that floater, but still have a couple places we can go and check that it might be lurking at. So if you're here, are you doing a full clear of sea, or are you just going to go do the crack inside and figure mermaids aren't going to have anything?
Well, so the thing is, what have I found as far as equipment goes for the end game? I have the Vorpal, I don't have a ribbon, I don't have any, really sweet, armor or anything.
Yeah, best you have is an opal shield.
Yeah, so it might be worth digging some stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, the Vorpal and the opal shield are nice. If you find a single, breastplate that would work well for the fighter, that might be enough, but I think you raise a valid point there, that the biggest thing that we're missing is the ribbons. Not a tent, I said ribbons. So Ale is going to do mostly, well, actually, he can do a full clear of this because he has the key for TFC. Oh, this unrunnable Stay Hag pack. I played recently in a seed that was from the beta side, and seeing these be actually runnable was lovely!
Yeah, I watched somebody play this on the beta side, or play a flag from the beta side as well, and watching them not run from them, even though they had the option, was also fun to see.
Yeah, that's that thing right there where you're sitting there going, I didn't even realize I could rump them at this point. You have to. It's been what, 4 years since this randomizer came out? They've been unrunnable that whole time. You're just not used to being able to get away from.
Yeah, Sledge is going to do Krakenside first, so we should have all the answers as far as what's in this dungeon pretty soon.
This is certainly the more traditional play.
Ale not gonna warp and walk in and walk out. And Sledge was just gonna.
I don't think it's any.
It's like 10 seconds faster.
Is warping faster? Because at one point I'd heard that the meta said, or from people measuring it, it wasn't faster. So I think that's why most of us don't do it at this point. But if it's faster, I will totally do it. Shave those 5-10 seconds. Hell yeah.
I timed it. It's like 5 to 10 seconds.
Nice. Well, that's a time save right there. Aside from that Pro Cape, didn't really seem like there was a lot of decent gear down there. And ghosts.
Well, maybe they didn't roll 2 hits today. They certainly didn't roll any HP.
No. When your Dragon Sword fighter is taking them out with 150 damage, those ghosts are squish.
But to be fair, that is a Dragon Sword fighter that's like level 21. There's
he didn't go to 32 like we had.
It.
It's a subpar axe with an inflated ego. Don't sell it otherwise.
It's pretty okay.
More of them ghosts.
Yeah, this time Al's just like, alright, fire 2, but yeah, they can still hit pretty good.
And of course he got low rolls across the board.
Oh god, poor Sledge has run into this encounter like 4 times. And the Arsahags have paralysis, so that's also fun.
Well, if what Ale was showing us from the encounter table is correct, there's like potentially 4 encounters in a row that are basically the same encounter. So depending upon how you're exploring this dungeon out, you're just going to see the same thing over and over again.
El Zilcho.
Yeah. Procape, very nice. And then, you know, the full of itself axe, which isn't useful at all. And now he's doing the other side. Let me compliment him, though. That was some seriously fast menuing from Ale there.
A little bit. So yeah, it's interesting that Al and Sledge basically, you know, with a couple of exceptions, have done the same exact routing, but Al has like 10 more levels.
Not only because of that third eye grind, but also because Sledge has kept his white mage up the whole time.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Fade at all, so probably a good idea just to knock the white mage out.
So where do you fall on the how many party members that you keep alive at any particular time? Because, I mean, the current meta says that you usually, well, most people run three warriors, just because you can more even, or share the experience differently among the ones that are surviving to get them higher leveled. How many characters do you usually run? Where do you fall on that?
I mean, I usually go Fighter, Thief, Red Mage, Black Mage, so kill the Thief. The Thief is good through Marsh. Then kill him off, then bring him back to run away from stuff late game.
Honestly, we run the same party comp. Ale Markin there getting the ice sword. So the dragon sword is now ejected from the fighter. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, I like that party comp a lot for the reasons you said. Basically the exact reasons, because the thief is good at certain points, and then the rest of the time he can kiss dirt.
Yeah, it doesn't have the security of you know, like if you miss out on exit or life 2. But at the same time, the thief is more useful earlier than the white mage is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Ooh, the defense sword. The rich get richer. That's an item Sledge is going to probably pick up since he's doing a full clear here. And this EXP tile, depending upon how strong they are, might be a good backup grind for Sledge for a few levels. Yeah, that particular party comp.
Let's go.
Woo! Where was that?
It was there.
Suddenly avoiding my who's on first routine. I appreciate that.
First base.
There you go. That's the answer. Still not a lot that's really good here. The defense sword is a great pickup, but that chest plate or those ribbons that he's looking for may all be lurking over at Sky.
Also, if you're gonna full clear this room, warping out of the left-hand room actually saves you a couple steps too.
Oh, all the way over to the left, warp out, and then come back in from.
Yeah, it's shorter to go there from the right.
Damn! I am learning all sorts of good routing from you today.
It's small optimizations when you have like 8 warp charges because it showed up at level 2.
This is the reason why when we race, you usually beat me by half an hour, because you have all these optimizations down and I don't. Ale making his way down to the Kraken side here, almost at the boss. Meanwhile, Sledge has decided nope out. Gonna do Kraken side later from the look of it. I don't know, I mean, I understand Sledge doesn't have the levels right now, maybe, but I think I probably would have explored around and seen what the grind tiles were before I decided. Plus, again, Brack is here, and he's at least in the teens. I don't know that I necessarily agree with this.
Yeah, I don't mind playing it safe. The problem with looking at the grind tiles is they're so far deep on that side.
That's a fair point.
If you get a few levels, yeah, I mean, you have no idea what the majority of the enemies are in this, or what they can do. So, And then you don't know what Kraken rolled, so good luck. We're going all offense.
But I guess
Who needs that defense, sir? Oh, maybe... Okay. Maybe
the Red Mage, apparently.
Red
Mage might have needed it.
Brack! No, not Zach, Brack!
No, Zach Brack, the actor?
Oh boy, that's twice now. Yeah, he's hitting real hard. And the fighter is not.
No, fighter's got nothing. Deciding that Brack is not the way to go. Or he may be out of charges at this point. Oh, at level 22, he should have plenty of charges. There we go.
There we go.
Clutched that one out.
The defense sword is pretty good, so yeah, I feel okay about Sledge not taking that fight.
Yeah, I could see Kraken going 1, 2, 3 right down the row and just knocking them all out.
It's like Domino Rally.
I had one of those sets growing up. They were dumb.
Did you ever have the little motorized car that dropped the dominoes like the exact width apart that you did them?
I wish I'd had that. That would have been amazing.
The Domino Dealer.
I'm guessing you did have that one.
I did. It also broke like really fast.
Oh, that whole set was really cruddy though. Like I got the base set with all the tracks and everything, and that fell apart pretty quick too because the little pegs weren't worth anything. Back on track for what we're doing here. It looks like Sledge is heading in from the angle he's going into this river system here. Would not be surprised if he does Volcano first. But of course, having said that, he has to defy me.
No. Alright, and, Al not too far behind either. We'll see where he goes. Honestly, I think Ice Cave answers a lot more questions than Volcano. And you can always get
parking
if you
right
have
there
houses. Yeah, if you have houses,
yeah.
You can always get Volcano on the way back.
Yeah. Parking right there at the river system, I like that. I would probably sail up to the higher river system for Ice Cave, though. That's just, it's a little faster to get up there and mitigate some of these encounters that you're going to get on the river system, since the sea encounter rate is lower than the river is.
Yeah, I think in Sledge's case, I'm all for that. I don't know how Al's going to route this, but we'll see.
Al can do whatever he wants. He's mid-20s right now.
He can get into any bar in town, doesn't need a fake ID.
Ain't no kids now.
He's still cursed with the baby face, though. Gotta wait till promotion.
Bartender's checking and goes, "Are you sure you're from Melmont?"
Hey, I can't prove it, but I think this red mage is two kids in a cape. It's the king from Northwest Castle is just two short red mages in a cape. Oh wow! Yeah, speaking
I gotta
of
tell you,
wild,
every time
that's Stone Touch.
Yup. And Ale has caught right up to Sledge, who bailed out of Sea Palace really early. That's the benefit of those levels that he has.
Yeah, anytime you can do that grind up front, it allows you to not have to make the tough decision to leave early. I mean, Ale just cashed out, and speaking of cashing out, not gonna deal with these wizards.
Some Bob Fosse wizards right there, getting him with the razzle dazzle. Was that Chicago reference just a little too deep cut right there?
No, I like it. Good cultural rep. I mean, at least it wasn't Hamilton.
I haven't seen it yet. I wouldn't know.
Me
Chad hasn't commented in a while, I'm noticing. I think we've stunned them with all our terrible jokes.
Well, I mean, maybe Dazzle hit the party, hit the chat too.
Yes! Ooh, Race with Glance and Glare. They're packing some interesting skills.
That's rude. Where's the ribbon?
Down here, maybe? I don't know. I'm still betting all three of them are over in Sky Palace. Honestly, we've seen everything else. Okay, so there's that crown we were talking about earlier.
King Hat.
And
Uncle.
another junk drawer shield.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And this is a disgustingly good tile, too.
Oh my god! Woo! Wow! Ale is just making all the right moves right here.
Yeah, but you know what? This is going to benefit Sledge a lot more than it benefits Ale.
If he's willing to take it, he can get a lot of those levels quickly right now and get seriously caught back up. Because you can see, Ale got 7,000 experience right there, maybe caught a level on one of his parties. 7,000 on the party that Sledge has right now is going to seriously boost him by comparison. Ale continuing the full clear, hoping not only for that loose item, but also for any other gear he can get. There's a ribbon.
That's pretty good.
That was a good return on investment right there. Wisely putting that right on the red mage, because they're the one that has all the life spells on them. Ducking down here to the six-pack that I like to think of as the Ice Cave Treasury. And another 1 gold chest. Ooh, Sun Sword. Until they get or get the class change in, that's a really nice weapon to have.
Is that the abs of Ice Cave?
The six-pack, yes. Ice Cave is cut, man.
The Sky Palace has been working out, too.
Oh, Sledge getting the 4-pack here. Woo!
Yeah, and barely surviving, but that's all you need. Just 2 HP.
Hey, all you need is 1 hit point. That's it. That's all.
That seems like the extension to the Will Bloodworth theory. All you need is 1. 1 what? Just
1.
Just hit point in character. Just 1.
One guy surviving in a fight against Chaos with 1 hit point is still a win, okay?
Someday he'll make it past Kraken 2 on the 10,000% seed.
It'll be amazing. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of tightly packed things here. Sledge wisely coming in and continuing to fight this fight. I think that's just what you gotta do.
Alright, so where are we gonna turn? Are we gonna turn this crown in first, or are we gonna do Volcano? Yeah, we're gonna do Volcano.
That's wise. He's here. It's proximity. I don't think there's any reason not to. So I want to point out that Sledge, those like dragon fights that he was doing were probably between 2 fights was like 5 levels worth for all of his characters. That was a huge boost right there. He's still lagging behind Ale by like 7 levels, but like high teens is going to put you in endgame levels by the time you're done doing your exploration. That was a big move there for Sledge.
Yeah, he needed to do that to catch up. He can get sort of the level 24 that a lot of people shoot for, just by taking fights in Sky and Sea. And he does have to go through Sea again since he didn't finish Kraken.
Hitting here at the Armory, the Volcano level treasury right here. 2nd ribbon. practically good on ribbons at this point.
It's pretty good. After promotion, you put it on the second life caster.
So Ale is definitely subscribing to the walking grind theory at this point, because he had a free run here against these waters and decided just to attack them anyway.
It's not a bad idea, so you can get a sense of how dangerous they are in Temple of Fiends as well.
A bit beefy, that's for sure.
So now you know that you have to get it rather than try to do something cheeky like gonna throw out a... Oh, hold on a second, you're gonna want that. Just hits the brakes and goes back for that Aegis Shield. I mean, a lot of times you might just be tempted to be like, alright, I'm gonna throw out a couple Ice 2s and see what happens.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally. So that nets him basically all the end game gear he really needs at this point. Sort of like maybe just happening upon the third ribbon. Because, I mean, with a ribbon, the opal armor is just as good as the dragon shield you're gonna get no matter what. Like, if he finds a third ribbon, hooray. I think if he ends up in go mode before he gets it, though, I don't think he checks chests afterwards. Like, you've got practically the best build-out you can get now.
Uh-oh, trying to quad X an elemental, that ain't gonna work.
Are they immune to it, or is it just that their health is usually so...
They're immune to it.
Fair enough. I was thinking they probably were, because they don't technically qualify as alive in the traditional sense. Of course, until he finds that third loose, he's still going to have to be actively checking stuff, because there's not a whole lot left for him as far as incentivized locations or turn-ins are concerned. Tail basically has to be here, or at Earth Cave's top 2 floors. Or not Tail. Loose has to be here, or at Earth Cave's top 2 floors, or Topher locked, and that's about it.
Well, it could also be Crown gives you Chime, and then you need the last loot.
There is that.
But then,
and then basically
if Crown gives you Chime, then you're good. You just need the rod.
But they still wants to class change, because he has all this gear that he wants, and he'd really like to have those spells on his knight.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, most importantly, he hasn't found the Mazrian yet. Oh,
hey!
Wow.
I get a feeling he was purposely doing that.
Yeah. It's still scary as hell, though. You fail that run, that feels real bad.
Okay, so, now you no longer need that ribbon.
Take a seat.
Bye, Opal. Enjoy
Get
the lava.
Out of here, Opal. Should have sold the Opal armor.
I mean, at this point, if he does happen to find the third on his white mage, and he can have a full party up again, because he effectively, with that Aegis and Dragon and a Pro Ring, he effectively has a ribbon at that point on that fighter without even trying.
Alright, we are gonna see what's in this treasure chest here, since Al probably never wants to come back down here for it.
No, he's making the right play. I would not be surprised to see him check this chest, warp back because it's faster and not having to deal with the encounters, and then go and immediately kill Carrie, because she is not ready for his party.
Oh, that's not good. Sledge is getting bullied.
Ooh. Ooh, he got away, though. He got away.
White mage in a dream.
I mean, they always say it's a hope and a prayer. Who's better at praying than the white mage? Oh! Hold takes a lock on that fighter. Fighter is not going to be contributing to this battle.
At least, not for a turn.
And then Carrie's like, you thought I was the Fire Fiend, huh? Try some ice. Fighter's still down, still coming out with the nukes. Nukes are going to take it, though. Nuke is an overpowered spell for this portion of the game, honestly. So with that, 5 nuke casts and Carrie is down. That puts him 2 orbs up on Sledge currently. Chat is appreciating your bullied pun, by the way, even though I let that totally go over my head.
Wasn't sure if you did that on purpose or not.
I didn't realize what he was fighting until afterwards, and by that point I was like, oh, okay. Oh, there's that floater. I think that's actually ideal routing for both of them.
Well, I mean, it would have been ideal to go to Ice Cave first, like you were saying the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, no one ever listens to the commentators.
I mean, this is why I always get 1 hour floaters in these scenes.
Yeah, it's like it's 1 hour in because you take the wrong route, and you in the royal sense. Or it's like 10 minutes in and you're not even expecting it. You're like, oh god, the entire world is open to me now, what do I do?
Oh man, I've played enough of the early routing seeds where I know what to do at least. 141 happened a lot, so...
And it does seem like with these flags, the quote-unquote jetty airship seeds don't end up being that jetty just because the game is like, I made it too easy for you here, let's punish you. So with floaters in hand, I would not be surprised to see both of these guys immediately go turn those in. In fact, it looks like Sledge is most of the way towards doing that. So you know optimal speed and routing and all that. Is it faster to sail west back towards Crescent, or is there a better route to get over to the Ryukon Desert?
With the way Al is going right now from this point, it's just, yeah, sail west is faster. Okay. Sailing east is not a bad route, but that's only if you're gonna hit, like, Elfland or Ordeals on the way.
Okay. Okay, while these gentlemen are doing their turn-ins right now, I want to remind you that we do have other races coming on throughout the day. By the time this race is wrapping up, we should have Kenny Star 76 versus Captain Nerd happening on Randomania 1. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Also at 7 o'clock on Speed Gaming 2, sister channel right here. We'll have Seranus going up against One Fine Day. Edgeworth, looks like you're actually commentating that one as well.
Yeah, so let's hope this isn't a horrible Temple of Fiends.
Following that, another hour later on this channel right here, Speed Gaming 4, we will have Thunderclawed going up against Elastra. That's a battle of the currently undefeateds right there. That'll be on Speed Gaming 4. Then at 9 o'clock, not 9? Military time screws around with my head. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, here we go. Perfect. We'll have the last match of the night, Zyrax versus Lord of the Synth. That is going to be happening also on Randomania Prime. So stick around all throughout the day here and on other channels and get all your Final Fantasy Randomizer action.
Al trapped in an episode of Hoarders.
So much gear, nothing to do with any of it. Finally gonna do that class change, go use all that fantastic gear that he has. Sledge, meanwhile, has already done his class change, so whatever good gear he's gotten, and he's gonna get plenty of it once he goes to Volcano, he can equip.
You can't throw that out. What if I use it later? Ma'am, it's 938. Ma'am, it's 938 gold in a Chinese takeout box. Alright, well, there's your fake ribbon.
Yep. Well, he still uses a pro ring to finish it out, but it's most of the way. Of course, there's going to be a pro ring for sale somewhere around here. And the X-Cal. That's nice for pretty much
there's your... Yeah, there's your solid combo, right?
Yeah, X-Cal, I think that most people will say, you want to use X-Cal up through Kraken 2, and then switch over to Vorpal, because Tiamat can be pretty evasive and hard to hit, and then Chaos just doesn't care about elemental bonuses from the X-Cal.
Oh, they're second loose. We found the Thor.
What was it? Oh, there we go. They didn't even make the noise, so I didn't even pay attention. So yeah, every other turn that they have at this point is going to lead to something good, and they can just leave that Thor hammer on the ground.
But yeah, so it's probably slab to bottle or rod. Or slab to bottle to chime, and chime
Yeah.
gives rod.
Yeah. We're actually pretty linear, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, Al and Sledge have been kind of on each other's tail, and I don't know, a lot of credit to Sledge, too. Even, not having the levels is keeping up pretty well.
Not having the levels, having the extra characters standing to, like, change his EXP dynamic. He's doing a really good job of keeping up with Ale, one of our seasoned pros at this point. Hopefully Sledge remembered to actually do his slab turn, and I didn't see him do it, but I'm going to trust that he did.
Ding. Alright, so the fetch quest comes from Skyrim. And right, Cat?
Your cat, our third commentator on the mic. Ale also effectively dodging the Lupa Lupa people, getting his chime. And of course, this will send both of them right over to Sky Palace, because why wouldn't they do it? They're right. Sledge dodging on that wing platter. Right on Ale's heels as they both head over. Oh, no! Ale going up here to Sky. Also gonna take these sandworms. Meanwhile, Sledge is now considering where he's gonna be going next.
Yeah, I'm picking up some magic from here. I didn't see what was in old level 6, and
Yeah, I didn't notice.
It is one probably worth picking up. Lit 3 you can definitely do without at this point, although it is very nice.
I think Invis 2 was learnable for the characters that wanted it, so Invis is slightly less valuable.
Yeah, it's just with respect to the end game. If you're kind of out of useful charges on your mages by the time you get to the end, you can save some animation time by casting Invis on the knight instead of Invis 2.
That's fair. I mean, two Invis casts along with defense casts, and you're pretty much max evade at that point.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the defense sword, or the defense sword was in a pretty easy to find area, given how both of these guys routed, so.
Over in one of the Sharknado tiles over in a Sea Shrine. So Sledge doesn't have it yet, but as long as he doesn't go mode C, he should be able to get it.
Yeah, he might go mode C. I mean, he has seen the second loose item, so. Actually,
I'm assuming that was our rod?
That was the bottle, which, there we go.
Okay.
More fetch.
Well, at least you're in the area. Ooh, evil men have thunder. If he didn't have all those elemental protections, that would actually mean something.
Yeah, thunder is pretty rude.
I had my glasses off for all of 1 second right when he goes and gets the rod, or the bottle to the rod. So, that's on me. He is still checking some of these chests. The only thing I can think is that he really does want that Malzamoon or that third ribbon. Should I think something about the fact that Ale named his white mage after me and has kept it on the ground the whole time?
Nah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. I mean, when you have warp charges, this is a pretty quick check as well. And
oh, yeah.
and after this, he doesn't need to buy houses anymore, apparently. So.
That's why they were so expensive. They were buried in all these dungeons. Ooh, I like this pack. I mean, he has to take it because it's forced, but this is usually some pretty good experience that generally doesn't have much damage to deal out.
Yeah, the 4-pack of fire hydrants is pretty okay. You can sling some of your leftover ice spells in it, since they're not going to be accomplishing much else against any of the other enemies in here.
Mm-hmm. That is something to observe. They're still called R-Hydras here, even though he has the fun enemy names on. Like Nacho, for example, that we just saw. I kind of feel like they need to rename that enemy the Hydrant.
down you go again. And Sledge is picking some good packs to get experience at level 21 and is just running over these slimes, so... it seems pretty clear that he's going to go mode Sky and try to kill Tiamat with Brax.
I mean, Tiamat goes down really easy to Brax normally. Even when I know I can defeat it quickly, it still feels like killing it with Brax is just faster.
There's one. There's two.
Or Commentator Curse. Hitting for anything.
Nope. Alright. 3. Nope. Hold. 4. Yep.
Oh.
Here goes insta-kills. You did it.
Okay, we're now way outside the standard curve for this.
7. Yeah, 8. 8 is enough.
Lucky number 8. Still a pretty quick fight even then.
Yeah, and Al was, well, a blue stake and an earth cave away from heading to the Temple of Fiends.
I mean, when it's a prime cut of meat just sitting there right there, nice and rare, with like no health, wow. Doesn't care about the red steak though.
Nah, he's gonna stop at Roost Chris and skip out on Outback.
This ribeye, I want me a fillet. Wisely already knew the pro rings would be here.
By process of elimination. Hey, Steel Armor's here, too.
Yup. Not that he needs it at this point. Shoves the old woman out of the way. So rude.
Can't eat steak on Good Friday? Then what makes it good?
I know, right? This is why I'm Jewish. I don't have to worry about that.
I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like a Good Friday to me. Hey, faster level 8, right?
I mean, the levels he's at, he might have a charge or two. I don't see the harm in buying that. Personally, I never pay attention to anything basically above level 6, because it's too far out of the way and not enough charges, but special consideration for fast, considering how useful it can be.
Yeah, fast is pretty important, and having a couple charges of it for Chaos and Tiamat is pretty nice. It's just... It could have also been in Lathan as well, and that would have been an embarrassing walk back.
Mr. Brushdiver in chat making a comment about the fact that, you know, if I'm Jewish, I can't have a bacon-wrapped steak, which is delicious. They do have bacon that doesn't come from pigs, though, so you're covered if you want to go that route. Goose bacon, by the way, is quite delicious. So with this, yeah, I mean, Ale basically is just quick run through Earth and he's gone. And then it's just on to the Temple of Fiends. He could be out of here, what, sub 145, probably?
I mean, Ale is kind of shaping up to get in the Temple of Fiends at about 121.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to curse him and say he's definitely going to go 130, because that's always when we get a nasty Temple of Fiends. But 145 that feels like it's easily on the table.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 135.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because yeah, he's cruising at this point. Sledge, meanwhile, is going up against Tiamat as well. Going with the all-out damage route instead. We can see how this plays out in comparison to Ale's fight against Tiamat and just how much health they had, which clearly wasn't that much. I think either way of killing this Tiamat was probably just about the same.
Alright, first orb for Sledge. Where do you go from here? You go turn in that bottle, that's what you do.
Was there a vampire? Cause I look up for a second and suddenly they're already through that room. I'm guessing it was just empty.
I don't know. I only saw it for a flash. Maybe it was like a slab of goose bacon or something.
There and gone because it got devoured.
Untitled goose bacon.
I'd eat that and play it. I'm just saying.
I think I shall cause heartburn on purpose.
That does sound like something goose bacon would do, doesn't it? Sledge getting his go mode right there, gets all the key items out of the way, now gets to decide where he wants to head off to next and what route he is going to take as he goes through this. Okay, so he has two crystals down, but he can go mode pretty much any one of these dungeons that he sees fit, and Volcano is stupid fast because of all the lava tiles. I think he may only be like one bad Topher White behind Aeolin.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's gonna have to come down to the white mage being essential. Otherwise, anything that Ale has trouble with, Sledge probably will as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sledge is gonna knock down these fiends real fast. It's just not fast enough.
I was gonna say, I feel like that Lich died about as fast as that vampire did. A bad Topher is really gonna come down to luck, I think. It's how you play it, how you manage your resources, how you handle things. The unfortunate thing for Sledge is that a bad Topher White that allows him to catch up to Ale might indicate that, you know, a certain boss is really punch happy or is really dealing out the blows right there, and the equipment that Ale has is just better in that context than what Sledge has.
Yeah, and it's real hard to bring down a knight that has a ribbon Cure 4 in life too, so see if that ribbon gets moved over. I didn't see who had it in the armor equipment.
Yeah. I mean, Ale is set up to the point right now where he can go through the entire Temple of Fiends he has right here until Chaos with just the party layout he has, and then swap the ribbon over at the end just for that extra slight bit of protection against time.
Yeah, Ale burning the rest of his houses outside of Temple of Fiends, starting an HOA. He even used a cabin, so they got like the little hut for meetings, dude.
Yeah, it was actually they were very small houses, so it's just a trailer park, and that was the office for like doing the rentals. and then Chaos casts Tornado, and it just gets completely wiped out afterwards.
Is it too late to program a wind element? Yes, it's not elemental. Alright, Carrie doesn't like black mages.
Seems like there's a lot of unrunnable things down here that Ale's having to take out, which is slowing him down just a touch. Oh, Fire Giant's bringing out the Razzle Dazzle.
Pretty agile for a Frost Giant, I gotta give him that. The white mage is not 1 HP. Gee. Oh, there's hold. Please hold.
Your call will be handled in the order it was received.
No Cure 4 though. Feels bad. Let's put wall on him now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little late in the game at this point. Oh,
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is what Carry 2 can or Carry 1 can do to you if you're not ready.
That feels bad right there.
Yeah, so that definitely pads Ale's lead.
That thing I said earlier, the rich get richer. So Sledge is going to have to make that dive again because of that unfortunate carry wipe.
Yeah. And
Meanwhile, Ale is just...
Yeah, Cure 4 was level 2. That's something that Sledge should have had access to. Just didn't.
Yeah. Well, and a benefit of the level situation that he's in comparison to Ale Markin is that with his warriors not being as high a level, as he's getting levels off of these encounters from the Fiends, he'll be building up spell charges he could use for that night.
Yeah, I think Al has 2 charges, which should be good enough to get him through. But yeah,
It's
a lot
nice
of
backup.
times, especially if its Ruse is night learnable, that's when you want all 4 of the spell charges.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but having, like, Life 2 available at the level 2 spell charges, that's just gorgeous right there. That's a knight that can deal with anything.
And let's deal with Lich, huh? Oh, Harm 4 finally getting some use.
Ooh. Swirl coming out.
Yeah, but
Lich
Lich
packed a
is
little bit of heat.
Yeah, but Lich is circling the drain himself now, so...
Giving him the old swirly. Yeah, he had a little bit of damage right there. Certainly makes Ale waste some resources, have to be healed up after it, but not really the scariest thing that he could have busted out right there.
Yeah, take a seat, nerd.
Then they shove Lich in a locker.
Couple of barbarians bullying the necromancer.
Of course, something to bear in mind is the fact that without that defense sword right now, Sledge is open to just completely being walloped by whatever carry decides to do.
Yeah, but it looks like the invis stacks are actually taking effect now, so...
There goes the red mage. Hopefully that Vorpal is able to continue cranking out some damage, because it wasn't doing much there for a little while. Meanwhile, carry 2 was nothing.
Alright, down goes carry 1.
Our dueling carries are over with. Sledge is now 2 up on the board. Meanwhile, Ale is coming up upon his 3rd big boss here in the Temple of Fiends.
Yep. Who gets to be the snackerfice?
The White Mage. I mean, no doubt. Guess we got Invis 2 coming out. Looked like a Brack, maybe a defense and a nuke. Nope, it was 2 nukes. Okay, cool. Similar areas. Kraken comes out with an Ice 2, which doesn't phase anyone but the White Mage, but the White Mage is disposable. Invis 2 comes out, and that's going to put 3 charges there on the fighter already. He is nice and defensive. More nukes coming out to deal more damage. And the fighter swings, 3 hits, 102, not fantastic, but not bad. The rub doesn't do much of anything, and that nuke, nice high roll there. Continuing the all-out assault. Another 191 from the nuke, and nuke comes out here for 288, and the fighter swings, 4 hits for 170, still not down though, slow 2 against the White Mage. Who cares about that? White Mage wasn't doing anything anyway.
Yeah,
another nuke, 242. You gonna say?
This is when I would queue up a Quad X, but this Kraken has a lot of health.
Yeah, oh, that was a pretty beefy Kraken. I think we've both seen worse, but as far as like these flags are concerned, that was on the high end of a little scary.
Well, that's cool. We got the
and then they get. Well, we got a cosplay pack first of Twilight fans. Okay.
Alright,
getting our buff charges out again.
Yep, bust out the fast, bust out the temper. Quad X, not so fast.
Quad X not going to do anything against this party.
Yep,
we got a good round buff going. Yeah. And come out swinging. 8 hits for 764. No matter what happens here, this Tiamat can't have much in the way of legs left. Yep, yeah. 2 swings.
That was basically a chunk. And then now comes the that was the last This is the last fiend that Excal would have any effect against, so now we'll see if Vorpal comes out.
And just for good measure, since they stopped him right before the end, he's decided, no, you Twilight cosplay fans do not get to live. Just decimates the fan community.
Hey, level 29.
Woo! I mean, that's not bad. Level 17 on the White Mage. Might be able to survive a little extra damage. I mean, that was like 20 hit points worth right there. That's not bad.
It's not like you're doing anything else with those heal potions.
No, you can't take them with you at this point.
Yeah, and he's gotten through this Temple of Fiends real fast.
It's been an incredibly easy Temple of Fiends, all things considered, up till now. Of course, that could just mean it's all backloaded on Chaos. Fast comes out, Chaos hits the Red Mage for 231, Defense and Invis 2s, and that's 3 charges of Evade right there on the fighter so far. Gonna continue on with the buffing. Still going after that Red Mage. Poor guy, left with 11 health left.
Yeah, only 3 hits from the Vorpal carrier, so we might need to see some locks.
On a bagel? It's so good. Lit 2 comes out for some chip damage right there. Continuing to temper up. Getting that lockout just like you recommended, almost as if he was listening. And a Vorpal swings, 4 hit for 377. Gonna want more of that. Definitely gonna want more of those locks coming out. Still trying to quad X that White Mage, still not gonna do anything. Temper, lock, see how we swing this time. 6 hits for over 13. Okay.
6 hits for elite damage. Way to close it out.
And GG's there to Ale. With an official SRL time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, 57 seconds, he has defeated the Temple of Fiends and won this match, moving him up to 2-2. Meanwhile, Sledge has officially forfeited from the race, so we will try and get them both in for some interviews. Ale, good sir, welcome to the party, and GG's on that win.
Thank you. That was, I felt kind of off at the beginning, but I think it came together there at the end, so.
From where we were sitting, I think Edge can confirm, it came together gorgeously from you start.
Yeah, found the chimeras, got a couple of levels there, got a few levels off of the Gurmaduces, and then really turned it into overdrive off the eye tile. From there, you really weren't in any danger of anything.
Yeah, this was like the trap tile extravaganza between the chimeras, the Gurmaduces, the eyes, and the Gaspies, and everything felt pretty squishy. I think the worst of it was the chimeras with stun touch. So.
And Sledge is here in the booth with us as well. GG, good sir. That was a rough one for you, but you were holding your own.
Yeah, I just went a different route that I usually go, and it didn't pay off.
So guys, tell us about this seed.
To me, it made me go in the wrong direction because it felt too linear.
Yeah, I kept second-guessing myself the whole time. Like, we went to our deals and got the bonk, and I was like, well, I skipped all of Earth, I've skipped the 2 chests in Temple of Fiends. Hopefully it wasn't there. Then I went and did Waterfall and Sea, got the tail, and I was like, hopefully the second loose wasn't like the floater or something and have it be loose in Earth or the Temple of Fiends chest.
We got both loose before leaving the Inner Sea.
The Thor hammer was in Cardia Isles.
No, really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought it wasn't. Anyways, I got mixed up. I thought it was like for some odd reason in Marsh.
Yeah, the canal was down in Marsh, but it doesn't count as one of the loose items necessarily for the flag.
Because I thought it was Zeus Gauntlet and was it Thor Hammer? Both of them?
No, the Zeus Gauntlet isn't incentivized, only Thor Hammer. So,
yeah, that's more. That's what threw me off.
That's rough.
It didn't matter either way.
I mean,
It's just
you never know.
instead of going to Sages, I went to Ordeals and C right afterwards, saying, "Oh, it's never going to be as simple as going to Sages and get the key item chain to get the floater."
Yeah, I thought the floater came from Ice Cave, which was the
It
crown.
did. It did.
Yeah, so I hesitated on that because we had early warp, and I was like, I should just dip into ice and check the box and leave. And then I was like, oh, I really don't want to dive ice with these levels with no ribbons, especially if the second loose is down there and it's required. So I just put it off as long as I could. So
Did you find more than one ribbon?
I did find a second one somewhere. I'm drawing a blank as to where exactly it was, though.
I think I found mine in ice, and that's the only one I found. I'm like, screw this.
Volcano armor.
Oh, that's what. Oh, got a question for you, Ale. Did you have issues with Carry 1?
She was super chunky and didn't want to let me hit her, but I had plenty of nukes by that point in time, so I just nuked her down and carried on with my day.
As did I, but with 6 stacks of Invis 2 on me, she was still hitting me by 200, 300.
Oh, that's no good. That's really bad RNG.
She was particularly beefy. So, any other thoughts on the seed? Anything that you liked? Anything that you hated? Anything that you wish you'd done?
I wish I didn't go Ordeals path.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like we got the power bonk, but I don't think I ever used it the entire seed. So could have done without it, but then again, that eye tile was there at the end, and that was nice to just dump on my nuke and fire 2 charges on and just get a bunch of levels. So.
I mean, it's usually after getting the ruby, I'm like, okay, I'll go to Stages. That's what my usual path is, but no, I went to Ordeals instead. So it threw me completely off. But
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you were keeping up really well with Ale. I don't know if you go back and watch your races after you race them. I know I personally don't. But you'll see, like, for the most part, he made some moves you didn't, but it kept being time and again, like, the two of you would cross back together over and over. I think the only things that you did differently than he did is you just didn't finish out C while you were there, which gave him a little bit of an advantage. And then, of course, when he went over to Sky, you hit... you would decide to go up and do the volcano area instead, and that was basically the big divergence right there, like in the last 15 minutes, essentially.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't completely clear C at that time, I had no weapons for my fighter, and I was under level 15. I didn't feel safe. I went to Mermaids hoping I'd find a Massa or a Sunsword, which was a nice cave.
Yeah, I don't really blame you on that. You would have been relying on Brack to get the fight done, which always feels not great.
Don't get me wrong, I had 2 characters with Brack. I could have pulled it off. But still under 15, no.
I don't know. I think I took, 9, 11 Bracks to get TO1 down? Yeah. So...
Hydra, you mean?
Yeah, no, TO1, so she didn't want to get Brax by me.
The Hydra is more susceptible to Brack than Tia. As I thought.
I thought Kraken and Tia had the same chance for Brack, but...
I think they do.
But, yeah, no, they didn't. She didn't want to turn into pieces today, so... I'm sitting there scratching my head like, do I swap
She was squishy. She was squishy. She was squishy anyways. Tia.
Alright, so
anyways, GG to you, Ale.
Yeah, you too, Sledge. Was a good race. Look
Congrats
forward
on
to
your win.
watching the VOD back.
Yeah, it was for a large portion of the race you were right on each other's heels. So yeah, it's definitely a good race. So GG to the both of you.
Yeah, well played one way or another. I mean, Ale may have come out on top on this particular one, but it was a good match, I think, all around. But with that, I think, yeah, we do need to wrap this up because we have other races coming up and we even have to maybe free up this room in the process. Edge, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, just thanks again to the Hangry Canuck for doing the tracking behind the scenes. Did an awesome job again. And yeah, thanks to Speed Gaming for having us once again. If you like what you saw, follow the runners, follow Speed Gaming channels, come join us on the Discord. Plenty more action in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring 2020 tournament to come. So, have a good day, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us.